Tag and hello, I'm Lyle from DragonsAteOurName and welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Good neighbours. I lived like you did till Scarlet was burnt to ashes.
Sure, you were my neighbor. I'm kind of like a real knight now. No, I'm still a peasant, I think. Yeah. I'm not considered to be a knight. Maybe I will become one, I don't know. Anyway, last time we met Ginger and found out that he wasn't responsible for the attack on Neuhof, but he did give us a clue to where we might find one of the bandits, and that is in Ushitz, and it's a fellow with a limp, and we are going to find that guy today. As you can see, or maybe you can't see it yet, but as you can see, my horsey horse is a little more decked out than it was before. It has a little bit... Look at that! Ain't that pretty? Ain't that so pretty? I have also got new stuff for little Henry that we will probably see in a conversation or cutscene later. I did a bit of side stuff in between episodes, like I always do, and I think maybe after we have done this, because I know there is a very particular side mission in Ushitz, that we will go for that in the next episode. A really fun one that I don't want anyone to miss. But for today, we will find the fellow with the limp. Here you can see that I bought new stuff for Henry. I got him a nice jacket. It's a little bit dirty at the moment because I went, of course I did. I went herb picking, so he's a little bit dirty. Maybe I can wash on the way. Is there a bath nearby? I'm gonna go to Townburg, wash myself, go for a bath. So I'll be pretty for you guys. I want Henry. I'm already pretty. Super pretty. But I want Henry to be pretty too. Also, I can sleep in Townburg. I didn't realize how late it was. I went back to Townburg and got another mission there from the lady of the house, Sir Divish's wife. She's very much into Henry, which I find very creepy. But you know, what can you do against these rugged charms, I guess? I go sleep. I think I'm still allowed to sleep here. Nobody told me I can't. Yeah, this is still my room. I appreciate it very much. So it's still early, very early in the morning. Alright, then let's wait maybe 2 hours and see if there's someone there then. Hello?
God save.
I'd like...
And what is...
proper...
As you...
Yes.
Fine.
I'm sure you'll be...
You can have the 10 groschen, I don't care about them. Thanks. Now I'm nice and pretty again. And we can get 2 Ushitz. Whoops.
Yeah.
I'm in a good mood today, can you tell?
Yeah.
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 And... Whoops! 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 There's an ambush. Ow! Ow! Oh my god, there's so many. I can't see a thing. I literally can't see a thing. Okay. This is not gonna go. This is not gonna end well. Where's my horse? Where's my horse? Why? Ow. I can't do anything. Ow. Ow. Yeah, they are just massacring me. Yeah, I knew that was happening. Yeah, when they come at you with 5 people fully armored, I can't deal with that yet. I don't know how if there is a way to defeat them. I can't. I'm in a good mood today, can you tell? So hopefully our way to Ushitz is free now. It's right there. And I know that we can just randomly ask people. If I remember right, then Ginger said that the guy with the limp hangs around the inn that is here. So we're gonna start asking there first.
That will make you cry when you cut them, and cry for joy when you taste them.
Hello, looking for someone.
God save. How may I help you, good knight?
I'm a knight? Oh, that's because I'm dressed so well. The fellow with the limp.
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name. Do you know anyone with a limp?
That'll be Lubosh. Gallows bait if I ever saw one. His place is at the end of the village, next to the stream. Take him and welcome.
Thanks.
May the Lord watch
That was
over you.
very easy. I'm also sorry for the popping in of textures. It's just having the recording software running, and the game is a toll on my computer. I will be getting a new computer soon, so shouldn't be a problem much longer. And horse, can you come here? Thanks. I mean, in a village like this, it is probably likely that people know each other, right? Oh, what's going on here? Limpy Lubosh, that's kind of mean. Look at how good he looks now, Henry. Uh-oh. Plague.
Move
Music's
along,
so dark.
citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
If that's what you call nothing to see, I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
He's wearing the
By the
same
keys of
clothes
St.
as
Peter.
Divish.
This is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Ushitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Ushitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Why are they
Really?
saying Auschwitz now
They say you had a
instead
limp?
of Ushitz?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh,
Oh, he dead.
or all that's left of him.
Is it the plague? Or is it murder? Oh, holy crap! I do not remember that. Holy cow!
Sacre. Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Thanks. Damn. Ooh, that was gruesome. Have to put a warning on that. Who was Limpy Lubosh?
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He
That's
kept
mean.
company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
Why did he limp? Do you know about anything suspicious? Did he have any cronies? Where was he on the night Neuhof was raided? He probably doesn't know that, does he?
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
I imagine that if he had a fallout with the other... Because Ginger said there were two groups at Neuhof, right? And one of them started slaughtering while the other was just there for horse stealing or whatnot. So I'm guessing that Lubosh was one of the horse stealing ones who ran away because they started killing everyone. So what if the other group is now after the survivors of the group that didn't help with the slaughter? So that's what I'm guessing happened, right? They made an example out of him. Did he have any cronies?
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Where was he on the night of on the night Neuhof was raided?
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
All right, thanks. When was the body found?
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now, and nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
That's very true.
Another thing about Lubosh.
I don't think I need to... Yeah, nope. Alrighty, so I'm guessing we are questioning people? Yes. Can I just question anyone?
Jesus Christ be praised.
Thanks. Can you tell me anything about Lubosh?
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. Ask away.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered? Have you noticed anything suspicious? What was Lubosh doing on the night of the Neuhof raid? Who was Lubosh seeing? So we are going through the motions of gathering information on him now from anyone.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much, but I wouldn't wish an end like that on any man.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
He was a loner. We didn't even have any mates in the tavern.
That's all. Thank you.
So am I just gonna try going around asking anyone? Okay, you have a name, you have a name. And you have a name. So I'm guessing you are... Oh, archery master, nice. You also have a name. I'm gonna ask the people who have names, because I think those might be the most important ones with clues.
Good health to you, sir.
Thanks.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now...
Yes, I know.
Of course. Ask away.
That man Lubosh who was murdered...
Are you not gonna say anything
what was
different?
he like?
He was a drunk. He was always looking for a fight.
Do you know anyone...
He was a loner.
Okay, you just
That's
say
all.
the same
Thank you.
things. Then I have to find someone with a different set of... Hi, Lumiere?
I hope I can be of help to you, knight.
I'm dressed so well they all think I'm a knight. Can you tell me anything about Lubosh?
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of
Yeah,
Lipa.
yeah.
I don't know anything about it, but ask all you want.
Who was
That
he?
man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself, even in the tavern.
Have you noticed anything suspicious?
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to the priest and went to confession.
Ooh.
I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
Also, alright, we're talking to the priest. What was Lubosh doing on the day of the Neuhof raid?
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of someone entering the village. He looked like he was in a hurry. It was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened, I wouldn't wonder.
Do you know anyone
I think
Lubosh
you're
used to
wondering
spend time
correctly,
with?
sir.
Relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
Thanks,
That's all.
that was very
Thank you.
helpful. So we are going
Good luck
to
to
the
you.
priest and asking him what Lubish was up to. Now I'm curious if this will trigger the secondary, because I think this is the secondary quest that everyone loves. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe that's in another village entirely. I love that they all think I'm what the hell are you doing? Oh, you're fighting with yourself? Maybe I can help. Father Godwin? Hello? Can I ask you a few questions about Lubosh?
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
Bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious?
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Wow.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son. And one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
I knew this was coming. There has to be some sort of exception.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
You can't hurt him now. Oh, right, I can see my stats. This one is higher than Father Godwin, so I'm thinking you can't hurt him now is always a good one, but I only have the same number as him, so you could be condemning innocent people to death. Exactly.
For heaven's sake, Father, can you really look me in the eye and tell me that when you know you may be condemning innocent people to death?
I can, because if I broke that vow, the consequences would be much worse than if I didn't. Maybe not immediately, but one day. The mills of God grind slowly.
So why do I even have these stats if they don't help? Lubosh was my only lead. You know how to wield the sword. Lubosh was my only lead.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
God be with you.
Is this part of the main quest? Okay, I can still ask people, I think. Because I don't know if I can really find out more about him from other people. I feel like that might just be a waste of time. Hey, townsman.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
Thanks.
I've come in the name of...
I don't know.
No.
That's all.
God be with you.
Maybe I can talk to the priest again and ask him about the sword. He apparently also has a secondary quest for me. So let's just do that, I guess. You know how to wield a sword.
I see you know how to wield a sword, Father. I wouldn't have expected that from a man of the cloth.
With a stick. I practiced with a stick. A reminder of my youth and days gone by, and it helps keep me in good form.
Do you have any work for me?
Do you have any work that needs doing?
My dear lad, I have more worries than I can bear. Another pair of shoulders would ease my burden. I have to deal with a local witch.
A witch?
The herb woman, old Gertrude. That devious hag who will stoop to anything. Like all herbalists, for that matter.
Oh, don't tell me. The cows are giving blood instead of milk, and babies are being born with 2 heads and a tail.
This is no laughing matter. Gertrude isn't evil. She just has peculiar ideas about what's good for people. A little bird told me she incited some Ushitz women to witchery.
A little bird told you. What's the problem? What do you need me to do? A little bird?
A little bird told you, did it?
You know how good people are at seeing the splinter in another's eye and not the beam in their own.
In other words, someone's been gossiping.
Okay, what's the problem then?
And what's the problem?
As long as herb women stick to giving psychic to folk and bloated cows, assisting in childbirth, or burning incense in bedrooms to help with sleep, then nothing at all. But this is sacrilege, and it's unsafe. All sorts of molds and lichens and poisonous plants and other foul things go into those concoctions. I'd hate to see her poison some poor gullible lass.
The way they talk sometimes. What do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do?
I want you to go and see her and find out what she's been up to. I know she lives in fear of the Holy Church, so tell her I sent you. That will make her talk and think twice about encouraging witchcraft. If you learn that she truly did involve folk in some foolishness, find out all you can and deal with it.
All right.
Consider it done.
Good. And never fear. I'm a man who always pays his debts. You'll find Gertrude, the old herb woman, in the woods. May the Lord watch over you.
Okay. We will do that later, but... yeah, that's a secondary quest. I think this is one of the ones that people wanted me to do on screen. So we will do that later, definitely. But for now, I guess we will wait here. Oh, maybe he's inside? Oh yeah, he's inside. Okay. Then let's sit down and talk to the guy.
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
Henry from Ushitz.
I'm from Ushitz.
Oh. I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They are dead.
They're dead.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was.
Certainly.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. And we had no warning.
All right.
They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovna. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch, Bernard.
You did send him. Do you think I'm not up to the job, Father? You did send him.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ushitz, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Neuhof? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
This time they weren't exaggerating. It's not important what happened there. I mean, we are telling him everything. Why wouldn't we?
Unfortunately, the Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits.
Believe he's
in on it. They didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
Yeah.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home.
I noticed you're handy with a sword.
I noticed you're pretty handy with a sword. I wouldn't expect that of a man of the cloth.
You know what they say. The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
But this is a bit more mysterious than others.
Let's just say I haven't always been a priest. Fate led me to places where affairs were settled by force. These days, of course, it's just a bit of exercise to keep me in shape.
All right, then let's get to the point.
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works.
It
There are
is
matters in
how
which
it
you
works.
can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
Not really. Also, I don't remember if nowadays there's an exception to that rule if it relates to crime. I would have to look that up again, because I know that's still a thing, the confessional seal. But I think there are exceptions if it's related to a crime now. But I'm not entirely sure. I would have to look that up again. Then I've reached a dead end. You're making excuses. Exactly.
You're just making excuses.
I've only
The people who say the church is corrupt are right. You don't care about anyone, only your own comfort.
I'm sorry you see it that way. Really sorry. You've no idea how wrong you are.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
What kind of
Ushitz is in Prague.
shift in
It's not
topic
enough to
was
instruct
that
people.
now?
They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
That's a
Our
very
priest
modern
wasn't exactly
thought.
a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical, condemning vices, and of course describing them in detail. Tongue-lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Wow.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it.
I think
I
he
hear
was
he
a
always
real
has
guy.
a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me
Jan
what Hus
Hus.
is preaching, and
I
I
feel
like
like
the
I know
sound
that
of
name.
it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison. And nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such
He should
money
be. That's
gained
what
from
Christianity
the poor,
is all about,
buy
forgiveness,
beautiful
right?
horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Wow.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
He went off on a tangent that I did not expect. You want to preach against debauchery? What do you think of Hus? The teaching of Master Hus? What are folks saying about it? Okay.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticises the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Sure.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it?
One beer.
I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
Oh, sure. Reading is fun.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up, and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe?
They can't? I mean, it will take a few hundred years yet, so...
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
I'd say that's a good plan. I'm not in the mood for boozing.
Well, enjoy it, Father. I have to go now. I'm not much in the mood for a drink.
I thought you'd be more game.
So you won't help me out with that secret?
No, I won't.
Thank you very much.
Then
You're
why
welcome.
did I do this in the first place? Fine, get up. Then I guess I have to... I guess eventually I will have to go back to him because he's and drink with him because that is the only way I will find out more about Lubosh. But then I will do that in the next episode. And then this one here, that was fun. If I remember correctly, then the next part of this quest is very off the rails, but also extremely funny. So you guys, thank you so much for watching, and please come back for the next episode next Monday. Love you all so much. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye und auf Wiedersehen.